Hi and welcome. Now that we have had some time to percolate over the huge news that Bitcoin is coming to Cardano, I think it's time that we fuel the rocket, pack our lunches, give the pets a week's worth of food while we prepare ourselves to the moon ride that this will take us on. So in today's video, let's talk about what all of this means, how it works, the opportunities for Bitcoin holders, and just why this is so exciting. I mean, imagine unlocking Bitcoin's full potential across a whole new ecosystem where you control every move. So let's get into the realm where Bitcoin meets Cardano. Hi, I'm Linda. I'm the owner and operator of the MALU Pool on Cardano and a lover of all things crypto. This is potentially one of the biggest breakthroughs in crypto. Blunt and a big claim, I know, but this is true. Bitcoin and Cardano are connecting in a way that brings us closer than ever to true interoperability. And this isn't just an experiment, it's the future of decentralized finance, and it's opening up a brand new world of possibilities for Bitcoin holders. Bitcoin has largely been seen as a store of value that we just lock up and we forget about. So if you wanted to earn any returns on this value, then we would have to send it to custodial entities such as Celsius. And we know just how badly many of us got burnt there. Nothing has reinforced not your keys, not your crypto like Celsius and other platforms, essentially robbing us of our savings. So naturally, this would make anyone wary of exploring other ecosystems. But the good news is this time is different. It truly is. It's different because Bitcoin OS utilizes zero-knowledge cryptography to remove any middlemen or bro, just trust us situations. And this is why their innovation allows you to always be in full control while your Bitcoin remains secure on the Bitcoin blockchain. And to explain this, let's quickly take a step back and look at how things used to be. To go cross-chain, you would have to lock up your Bitcoin in either a multi-sig wallet or some other custodial method. And this is less than ideal, as it adds a human factor into the safety net, which always is a vulnerability, right? But with zero-knowledge proofs or ZKPs, you're able to lock your Bitcoin into secure, audited smart contracts. The ZKPs take out the need for middlemen, as they become the eyes and brains for the smart contract to see and action what occurs on other chains. So unlike traditional bridges, what makes these smart contracts so secure is, well, they are dumb. And before you take it the wrong way, let me explain. These smart contracts only have one job. All they have to do is to verify whether a ZKP is correct or not. So there are very few points of attack, and the only real way of hacking them would be to carry out a 51% attack. And here's a quick explanation in case you need to freshen up your knowledge. ZKPs work by satisfying three fundamentals. 1. Completeness. If the statement is true, an honest prover can convince an honest verifier with high probability. 2. Soundness. If the statement is false, no dishonest prover can convince the verifier that the statement is true. And 3. Zero knowledge. The verifier learns nothing other than the fact that the prover knows the secret. In other words, no extra information is leaked through the proof. And to explain how those come together in simple terms, we can use the Alibaba's cave example. So imagine there's a cave with two paths, A and B, and those two paths meet at a secret door. The prover knows how to open the secret door, but the verifier doesn't. The goal is for the prover to convince the verifier that they know the secret to open the door without actually showing the verifier how it works. So the verifier stands outside the cave and sees the prover enter.
Until we meet again!
Then the verifier calls out a path, either A or B, and the prover must appear at that path. And if the prover knows how to open the secret door, they can always appear at the requested path, even if the verifier chooses randomly. So over multiple rounds, the verifier will eventually become convinced that the prover truly knows how to open that door, because if they didn't, the prover would not be able to consistently appear at the requested path. However, the verifier will never actually learn how the door is opened, as that is a kept secret. In more practical cryptographic settings, ZKPs can be used to prove statements about data or computations without revealing the underlying data. And this means that computations can be done on one chain, ZKPs can prove that they have been done and publish the results on another chain. This cryptographic proof makes the bridge between Bitcoin and other blockchains like Cardano more secure. In fact, I think it's time to call this something other than a bridge to distance itself from the bridge hacks of the past. This is something truly different and more akin to a portal. I think it's also important to note that this concept has been incredibly hard to achieve on account model blockchains like Ethereum. It's something that is much easier to implement in UTXO chains because of the way the UTXO model works. So picture your typical blockchain. It's block, 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 block. And here, each transaction is an output of a previous transaction. This makes it much easier to track the transaction, and you also only need to refer to a specific point on the chain of your transactions. And when you think of Ethereum's account-based model, it is a constantly changing global state that gets updated every transaction, and therefore it's much harder to track and prove correctness. So these ZKPs, they do work on other UTXO blockchains as well. They're not limited to just the Cardano blockchain, but as of right now, Cardano is the perfect fit. And the guys over at Cardano, they are doing their job. Many Cardano projects are already in full force and are working relentlessly to welcome Bitcoin holders by making this experience as seamless and secure as possible. And I know a lot of people probably aren't aware of this, but as a Bitcoin user, honestly, you won't even notice that you're now on the Cardano blockchain. The recent upgrades have made it possible for Bitcoin wallets to interact seamlessly with Cardano, and the Fluid Tokens Aquarium system made it possible that you can pay for Cardano gas fees with BTC, which means that you won't need to swap your BTC for ADA. Your Bitcoin wallet will seamlessly sign transactions on Cardano using BTC to pay the fees. And this is massive. I mean, you will be able to pay your gas fees on another blockchain with BTC from your Bitcoin wallet. Once you're on the Cardano blockchain, you will be able to interact freely in a vibrant DeFi ecosystem where you can take advantage of some fat yields, which is pretty nice during the bear market. There are vast opportunities to use your BTC for a variety of different things, like liquidity provision to farm on Cardano stexes like MinSwap, or lending protocols that allow you to provide your BTC for loans and earn interest in return. And I'm barely scratching the surface with this, as the opportunities are endless for users to generate a moderate yield on decentralized platforms with very low risk. This is a two-way street, of course. ZKPs will also allow Cardano users to jump over to Bitcoin to do things like locking up assets on Cardano to then take BTC loans on Bitcoin. This means that basic DeFi services could be built on Bitcoin too. And this development is vital for the future of Bitcoin, as it needs to be more than just a store of value. I mean, keep in mind that once all 21 million BTC are mined, miners will only be paid in transaction fees. And Bitcoin needs these transactions and basic DeFi as much as Cardano needs Bitcoin. We have officially unlocked the next chapter of crypto, one that will fundamentally change the way that we interact with blockchains. True interoperability will open up endless opportunities like never before, and this is just the beginning. So buckle up and get ready for that ride. The future is in our hands, so let's make this special. Thank you so much for tuning into this video, and I hope I'll see you in my next one.